Hello, my name is Joel Sims, and I'm pastor of Word of Life Church here in Flowood, Mississippi. And it is with greatest joy and really a high honor for me to recommend Charlie Daniels and Daniels Construction to you to build whatever you're desiring to build. In my case, he built for me a church here in Flowood, about 45,000 square feet. A beautiful building, really is drawing rave reviews from architects, not just here in the community, but from all over the world. And we're getting a lot of exposure even in periodicals and magazines because of the work that was done here from Daniels and Daniels. It's not just the style of the building, though, that makes Daniels and Daniels the choice for you. It is the experience that I had while they were building the building. We built this building on time and on budget, which is so hard for people to say. And I cannot imagine a better person to work with or an easier building experience. I couldn't imagine it going any smoother than it went with Daniels and Daniels. Years ago, about 10 years ago now, my father desired to build a church here in Flowood. And he did what so many people do. He went with an architect, and that was the first call that he made. And he was wanting to build a building in between $10 and $12 million out here in Lakeland Drive, which is the street that our church is located on. And he hired out this architect, and they talked about the building and what they wanted in a building. And by the time it was all set and all done, the building was drawn out. The architect had drawn it. And it was a beautiful, gorgeous facility. The only problem is when we put it out to bid to different contractors, the cheapest bid we got was right at about $20 million. So we were over $10 million over budget. And that world, my father, you see, we had spent at that time, around $800,000 on plans. And here we spent all this money on plans to build a building that we didn't have the finances to build. I know that put a lot of stress on him, a lot of pressure on him. And a couple of months later, he went home to be with the Lord. And so I inherited the church. I went to Bible school right after that and came back and became the pastor of Word of Life. And of course, everyone's first question is, when are you going to build? And we had put it off for a while because we were getting the church back strong and kind of repairing the foundation that had been laid. And I remember going to a conference and hearing Charlie Daniels speak about building buildings. And I made a decision right then and right there that whenever we did build, he would be the first person I called, not an architect. I would call Charlie Daniels. And let me tell you, that was the best decision I've ever made concerning building this facility. Charlie Daniels and his company is filled with integrity. It's filled with honor and virtue. But it's not just filled with good things like that. It's also filled with wisdom. I interviewed Charlie and made a decision to go with him. From there, he helped me find the architect. He looked over my finances and determined what building we could build and how much we could borrow so that I wouldn't fall into the same trap my father fell into of designing a building that couldn't be built. And so with his help, we saved millions of dollars. I know without a doubt I would have overbuilt and overdesigned just like my father did and fell into those same traps. But Charlie helped me see exactly what we needed in this facility, exactly what needed to be done. And his team came alongside to help him and help me get it done. And here we are today in a gorgeous building that, like I said, was built on time and on budget. It is an absolute joy to worship in. We've seen dramatic growth since we built here. We saw over 600 visitors, first-time visitors, just within about 2 months. We opened up 1,000 more in attendance than the Sunday we did before. So it's exciting to see what God is doing here in Word of Life. But I don't think it could have happened without Daniels and Daniels helping us along this way. I'll give you one instance where he saved us a lot of money. I remember I was having a meeting with my architect, And he was asking me some questions about the building, and I started talking about wanting to do a big balcony. I felt like we needed more seating, and so I was talking to him about the possibilities of it and what he thought. And I wasn't thinking about that when I was adding that balcony, I was also adding money to the budget, and he wasn't either, because he didn't stop me when we were having this conversation. And so we talked about it, and sure enough, the architect put this balcony in the plans. Now, if I didn't have Charlie there, we would have taken that out and bid it, and we would have seen an uptick in the price than we thought we were going to pay, because no one caught that, hey, it's not just adding something, but when we add this, it's going to cost us more money. But see, that didn't happen because I had Daniels and Daniels. They looked over those drawings after he added the balcony, and he came and stopped them and said, what is this? And it was so simple, and you would think you'd understand it, but I wasn't thinking like that. I was just thinking, this is what I think we may need. But Charlie helped me see that that adding that balcony would put the building over budget. And friends, he saved us millions of dollars by doing that. It would have added, like I think, total of 15,000 square feet. And so it could have been something that would have hindered what would have happened here had he had not caught it. And that's what Daniels and Daniels is designed to do. They're designed to help you build a building from day one. If you're building, Daniels and Daniels needs to be the first call that you make. If you've already planned with an architect and you've already designed something that maybe is over budget now, I recommend Daniels and Daniels hiring them to come in and help you get that building down into something that is manageable for you. Charlie is a wonderful builder, and he specializes in building churches. And so I want to encourage you. You will have a wonderful experience in your building project. At least I can speak from my experience by saying that. If you go with Daniels and Daniels. I know there are a lot of different businesses out there, a lot of different companies, a lot of different banks, a lot of different architects that you could use. But I know from my personal experience and from what my church went through, that calling Daniels and Daniels and asking them to do this job was the best decision I made in building this church. I know if you call them, you will feel the exact same way. It's been my pleasure talking to you. I hope this helps, and I wish you all the best in building your building.